So, Evo Japan, we got no news. Final round, we got no news. NCR, no news. And Mix-Up, you guessed it, no news. If you guys don't know by now, Capcom has not been giving us any new content for the past 6 to 5 months right now. And if you didn't know that, where were you? 6 months but no DLC characters or any new mechanics showing up. What is a very, very important part in a fighting game, to keep its longevity and to keep the meta fresh and always rotating. For example, a new character could completely change up the meta in a very small way. So, if you guys don't know, it's not only patches and bug fixes that changes the meta of the game, it's also characters. If there's a new character that comes down, it could completely change up the meta depending how the character's played and what the new mechanics the character have. If the character has certain abilities, certain quirks, like it has super armor or it has incredible anti-air, players would have to lab to prepare themselves to encounter this character in competitions, and it also gives them a mindset to watch out for certain key things in other characters that would have similar abilities. The weirdest thing about all this is that Capcom could just pick a character from their large roster and just put it in Street Fighter V. They literally have tons of characters that they could use. It doesn't even have to be from a Street Fighter game. And at the same time, we find it very, very suspicious that they're not giving us any updates or clues for a new character or new game, but yet they're giving us updates and sales for costumes and cosmetics. The weirdest thing right now is that MK11 just dropped, and if you don't really know, that MK is also one of the biggest competitors to Capcom Street Fighter. It is pretty much their big rival. Their second biggest rival would be Tekken, but MK actually has a big influence on the West, and the Western audience is actually one of Capcom's biggest markets. And at the same time, we also have Samsho dropping in around summertime, and a lot of people love Samsho. I don't even play Samurai Showdown. I never touched the game series, but you could tell that it has a really big fan following, and a lot of people in the FGC right now are digging to get their hands on it, and seeing how it plays, it kind of reminds me a lot of Street Fighter 4. And if you remember Street Fighter 4, you know that it was a really good game. And so far, Capcom has just been giving us what? Costume updates, a sale going on, Street Fighter Arcade Edition half off, and also a bunch of costumes at very dirt cheap prices, and the return of advertisement mode. This is clearly dark times, my friends. Also, to top it all off, Oh No is no longer part of Street Fighter V, so we are all kind of wondering, has God left us? And the answer is most likely yes. God has most likely left us at this current time. And seeing that right now Capcom has completely, utterly kind of abandoned Street Fighter, a lot of people are scratching their heads and wondering, why should we still be playing this game? And I also question myself that as well. There are still people who are playing the games just for competition and getting into like E-League and the Capcom Cup people, and also Evo. But at the same time, casual players like myself are wondering what's going to happen. We don't have any reason to play. For me, I have a reason to play this game just because it is part of my YouTube channel. That, and I actually honestly love this game. I actually love Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. I find it better than 4. But it's giving me a hard time to play the game knowing that Capcom is constantly pelting us to buy their stupid costumes and DLC for what? we don't have any new characters, we don't have anything new to play with, we are kind of left in this weird limbo of what's going on. And yeah, it's pretty depressing. And I have a feeling that the big Capcom executives all up there, they're going to most likely put Street Fighter on the shelf again. And just because they will look at how much money they made, how much copies they sold. Street Fighter V sold a lot during the beginning. I think it sold around 2 million copies worldwide, and didn't really sold that much after that. And I think Capcom's just going to look at their statistics and just say, well, it seems like the people don't want Street Fighter anymore, and most likely put it on the shelf. We seen them do this with Mega Man, and it was pretty bad. We haven't seen a Mega Man game in like almost like 10 years, and we might see Capcom putting Street Fighter V back on the shelf. And we've seen Capcom do that before, and when they did that, it was during the dark age of the FGC. And believe it or not, as much as there's tons of fighting games out there, Street Fighter is that game what everyone would look back on and be like, yeah, Street Fighter, yeah, that was a cool game. It's like, I wonder when they're gonna come out with a new one. Street Fighter is embedded in the FGC, and I think without Street Fighter, there's going to be this weird void, and it's going to be pretty sad to see that happen. Right now, this is all speculation. I don't know if they're actually going to do that, but right now, I would say my patience is kind of waiting on Capcom. Doesn't mean I won't stop making videos. I'm still going to be making videos, but if I start seeing some drops in viewer counts and people mostly going to Mortal Kombat or another fighting game, I most likely may go where the views are. So if Capcom doesn't really do anything, I may just move shop, believe it or not. It's a very, very depressing thing to say because, like I said, I'm a huge Street Fighter fan. This is bothersome for me, and I just want some news. I don't care. Anything would be good right now, Capcom. And yeah. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the current state of Capcom and Street Fighter V. So guys, right now it's really late. I just wanted to get this video out there. Hopefully I want to hear what you guys have to say about the whole Capcom ordeal. Right now I'm hearing a bunch of people dropping Street Fighter and actually jumping on to MK. MK has its own problems, and I'm actually going to do a video on that when I delve into MK a little bit more. But until then, stay cool, stay positive, and I'll see you guys later. This is NR signing out.